A new school year is starting, and parents across the Suncoast are gathering up backpack supplies and lunch boxes, and their kids are setting new school year routines. It's just about to start, but just as important are a lot of other things we want to tell you about. And here to remind us about everything from breakfast to bedtime is Dr. Elbert Sharon. And this is such a busy time, Dr. Sharon. There's so many things to remember, but we want to keep our kids healthy at the same time.
Right.
So tell us, what should we do when we're getting Junior ready to go back to school?
Well,
Forms, they're going to ask for all this stuff.
I think one of the first things to do is to make sure that you have whatever forms your school has issued to you to have completed by your doctor. Sometimes those forms are already at your doctor's office, sometimes they're given to you. So you need to have the forms. You also need to understand that some portions of the form are needed for the parents to sign. Many times a patient will come to my office and they'll have a form filled out, but they will not have the parent health history completed. So it's very important for them to know that part of that form, it's not all for the doctor. Some of it is for the parents to sign. And then to know where they're to have their doctor sign. It's always embarrassing to leave the doctor's office knowing that the doctor was supposed to sign here, and the doctor only signed one and having to bring it back in another week. So know what forms you need, what portions you need to do yourself, and then where to sign on the forms and where the doctor needs to sign.
And you need a list of your prescriptions.
Correct. Oftentimes there's forms that actually go with those prescriptions. If your child is on prescriptions, you may have a child who's an asthmatic, and the nurse may need to administer medications to the child at school. So you need to have forms filled out for that have when to take the medicine, how to take the medicine, when the medicine's indicated to be taken, and have those forms ready, as well as information on over-the-counter supplements, vitamins your child may be taking, something the doctor might not know because they haven't prescribed.
And the schools require a lot of documentation these days.
Yeah.
It seems like you can't even leave a bottle of Advil at school anymore
Correct.
without a doctor signing off on it. So.
Well, you also have to have a back-to-school physical, don't you?
You have to have the full physical, correct. And with the physical, we will make sure that your child has the required immunizations. If there's any questions on immunizations, you certainly want to trust your doctor's advice on immunizations. You want to have the DH 680 form, which is a Florida certificate that's actually required at the school. They need to keep the forms on file for your child, and they become a permanent part of your child's school record. So those can be completed at your doctor's office. But really what happens is, at a doctor's office is it's an opportunity that you may have a healthy child who's not sick, doesn't see the doctor all year, and this may be the one time in that whole year where they may be face-to-face with your doctor. So it's an opportunity to screen for social, developmental, and emotional disorders at the same time.
I know you mentioned earlier vaccinations, but there's some schools that won't let you come in without these things. So how important is that you make sure you have the proper documentation for those?
Oh, in what respect?
Like, for instance, let's say you don't have your shots up to date.
Oh, if you don't have your shots up to date, that's exactly what the visit's for. The doctors are aware of what the requirements are, whether it's for kindergarten shots or whether it's for boosters later on, when to administer the proper dosages and when to administer those medications, and the doctors will make sure that they give your child the required immunizations.
And they're not playing around at school. I've gotten there without those forms, and it just ruins the whole day for your kid too. So you want to make first day of school really great for your child. Now you have something called Family Center Medical Homes.
Yes, at Gulf Coast Medical Center we have what's called a patient-centered or a family-centered medical home, and what that is it's an opportunity for continuity. Let's just say that you have a child who suddenly, from the doctor's standpoint, has a quick shift in emotional lability, or there's something different about their demeanor when they come to the office. For the parents, it might be sort of a slow thing that they see, but the doctor, because they're seeing the same doctor each time, and stay with this doctor, whether it's through birth, through kindergarten, through 7th grade, that suddenly there's a change in this child, that it's something that the doctor could pick up where other people might not
So
pick up on
continuity is important.
Continuity is
yes.
hugely important.
Because after a while you forget what shot your kid has had. You forget all these things, and having somebody that has it all under control is so important. And it makes school better. It makes the kids have a better time at school and therefore learn more. Thank you so much. For more information, you can go to GulfCoastMedicalGroup.net and know that your child is in very good hands. Thank you so much, Dr. Sharon.